Hey, Michael.
What's going on, Ace?
What's happening?
Hey, man, I'm out here in Phoenix. Happy to have you back.
Great to be back in Phoenix.
I, of course, listened to you on Love Line for many years.
Thanks.
And every time I heard you out here in Phoenix, you'd talk about your cars, your amazing cars. And I know you got a Mini Cooper. I know you have a 350Z. Last time I heard you, you were talking about you just purchased an Audi, or you were thinking about purchasing one. And I was wondering what you purchased recently. It's just pretty fascinating to hear about all these amazing cars you buy. So.
Oh, all right. Well, you're not picking out the cool ones, by the way.
Ferrari?
Michael. Yeah, you know what? I got some old Lamborghini 350s and 400s. Those have been the latest purchase. And actually, in the cool department, Paul Newman. Paul Newman's 1984 300ZX IMSA race car. Paul Newman, it's weird.
He was 77 when he bought it.
He is, I think he's 83 now. Paul Newman was a serious racer. And not only was he a serious racer, that's what he did. He just did it full time, and he won a lot of championships and stuff. And not like celebrity racer, just serious racer. And he wasn't racing cars that were for the street, that were tweaked for the track. He was racing purpose-built, super scary, kill yourself kinds of race cars, and winning all through the 70s and through the 80s.
In terms of life diversity, you'd have a hard time beating Paul Newman with the sauces and the acting and the awards.
Between the popcorn and the dressing and the racing and the hustler.
He seriously went full time into racing and didn't do it in a hobby sort of way. He did it in a way where he drove for the Bob Sharp Nissan team, and he won many championships in the 80s. His car, with his name on it and all the pictures and all the thing, his 300ZX, was for sale recently, and I bought it because I thought that, what happened? What happened is Steve McQueen was a car nut. Steve McQueen did a lot of racing, too, right. And Steve McQueen had a Ferrari that sold at auction recently for like $2.3 million, and the car was worth about $600,000. I mean, that's what the price.
The McQueen factor.
If Steve McQueen did not own it, and if Steve McQueen was not dead, this car would have been...
So you're waiting for Paul Newman to die.
Not waiting. I'm proactive. Well, perhaps I've said too much.
Because the value of this car is going to shoot way up.
Possibly.
Adam has a gray-haired voodoo doll.
You never know. But I mean, it literally says Paul. It has Paul Newman's name on the driver's side of the door, and there's pictures of him in the car, and it's documented. And
how much you pay for it?
He won the championship. Well, I'll tell you how much. I'll tell you exactly how much I paid for it. And here's the thing about this stuff, and let me just be clear about this. When people say, well, what are you spending $100,000 for or $200,000 for on a car? Well, if you make money and you make a decent living, you make enough cash and you save the money. You put it in the stock market, and then you watch the news every morning. The Dow dropped 3,000%, or it went up, or it went down, or it went up. And the end of the year, you hope to make yourself 6% or 8% or 9%, or depending on how the year went. Things have been going too well lately. For me, I just treat cars like stocks. You buy a car, and it sounds like a lot of money to spend $100,000 for a car, but if the car's worth $175,000 next year or a year and a half later, well, then your stock has gone up.
And if you know cars or whatever that thing is, like a financial advisor knows stocks, then that's your thing, and you might as well just trade in it.
Very good point, Bald Brian, which is go for what you know. I don't know stocks. I don't know the stock market. I could give my financial guy $100,000, and I could call him a year later and go, so how are we doing? And he could go, you have $10.
Right.
And all I'd do is go, wow, that's a bummer. But I do know houses, and I buy houses, and I fix up houses, and I do know cars. And these cars... A lot of these cars, I've seen them go literally, and I'm not talking about from when I was in high school. I'm talking about the last 5-6 years. I've seen cars go from $40,000, $50,000 to $300,000 in 5 years. I've seen the Lamborghini Miura, I want to kill myself, go for in 2001, 2002. Oh, it's a $100,000 car. It's a $700,000 car now. I mean, stuff goes wacko. This car was $100,000. And I was like, these vintage race cars are nuts. They go crazy. They go into millions of dollars and stuff. And I was like, this is the car that Paul Newman won the 1984 championship. Now, it's not an Italian car. It's a Japanese car. And 1984 is not 1964. But Paul Newman's a legend. And when Paul Newman passes away, and I hope he has many more years, but he's 83 years old and still driving, by the way. When he does pass away, hopefully in a fiery car wreck, hopefully by this summer, because the brake lines were cut. No, when he does pass away, there's a good chance this car. Now, I don't flip them. I don't buy it to sell it. I just thought, I can't believe that Paul Newman's Bob Sharp red, white, and blue 1984 Z, the car I remember seeing in magazines when I was a kid, is for sale. And again, $100,000, not free, but by vintage car sales with all kinds of winning history and Paul Newman's name on it, not expensive by those. And like I said, it's one of those things where you go, oh, you got $100,000 to spend. No, I have $100,000 to invest. I think it'll be worth $300,000 the day he kicks off.
Yeah, you won't get that return in the stock market right now unless you're a very, very good investor.
Also, I want to say this for those who want to invest in things versus stocks and bonds. I bought a party house many years ago. I have since sold it. One of the few things I've sold. I got married there. Ozzy thrown 10 parties for his kids there. Another buddy of mine got married there, and it was good for many a fun bachelor night party and many a basketball game. Had hoops over there. They brought a lot of enjoyment and has a lot of memories to a lot of people that hung out there, partied there, worked there, played hoops there. And then when I sold it, I made $500,000. So my point is stocks, you get a little piece of paper in the mail once a month telling you how poorly you're doing. There are a car you can go take around the block and then go polish it, and it's a conversation piece. I'm just saying, I'm going to sound like weirdo rich guy here, but don't think about places to sock your money away. Think about things you can actually
if you really know art and you have a feeling what's going to go up and you invest in it, you hang that on your wall while it's going up in value, you're enjoying it.
Well, the whole point to making money is to get that crap. So it's weird to take the money and go hide it somewhere. Yeah, it'd be awesome if you bought that summer house or that winter house in Lake Tahoe. And the point is it is tripled in value since you bought it 9 years ago. But on the other hand, you and your kids have a ton of memories fishing and skiing there. All right, we'll take a quick break. Many of your questions to answer. 866-901-ADAM. We'll do that next.